Happy Friday, everyone. So there is trouble in paradise in the White House with Pam Bondi and Dan Bongino, FBI deputy. And it seemed like both of them are clashing, over the Epstein case. Have someone took the red pill now because they were taking the blue pill? Also, former Epstein lawyer Alan Dershowitz said that he knows the names of the individuals of Epstein's client list. What? When we was told there was no client list, there was no names, that we need to get into. Also, I watched the 11 minutes of footage of Jeffrey Epstein's cell, and I have some questions because something doesn't seem right in the footage that I just watched. So grab your popcorns, sit back and relax, and welcome back to ThasIt. Oh my gosh, you guys, so much to cover, and I don't even know where to start because it is crazy in the White House. And I wish I was just this tiny little fly on the wall so I can just witness everything that happened between Bondi and Dan. And obviously, they're not getting along. Obviously, they are clashing between the reason why because of Epstein's case, and it seemed like Dan is opening his eyes. It seemed like Dan took the red pill, and when he took that red pill, he realized, oh shoot, what are we doing here? We are covering up pedophiles. We keeping the secret when we was telling the people that there was going to be some transparency and accountability, that names are going to be released. I believe that Dan took the red pill and he realized something's not right. Something's not adding up. Because when he took the blue pill, he was in this delusion, this cuckoo land that everything was fine, there was no files, Epstein killed himself, and now he snapped back to reality, took the red pill, and now he's arguing with Pam. So apparently, he didn't show up to work on Friday because they had a falling out, I believe probably Thursday, and Dan was like telling Pam, what are we doing? Like, what are you doing? You're the general attorney, and you're saying there's no client list. You're saying there's nothing there. What are you doing? What are you telling the American people when it's all a lie? Well, we all know it's all a lie. And I just want to read this article, what it says. It says, Deputy FBI Director Bongino, hopefully I'm saying his last name right, Bongino, has told people that he is considering resigning after the Epstein files fallout. He's resigning. So he just had epiphany. Like I said, he took that red pill saying, I can't go along with this. I can't, I'm Christian. This is not okay. This is not okay that pedophiles are getting away with molesting and having sex with underage girls. This is not what I signed up for as a FBI deputy. No, we have to do what's right. And now he snapped out of it and he realized, what are they doing? They cover up something so huge and so big, like he doesn't want to be a part of it. And that's why he went to Pam's office and told her, listen, you have to do something. You have to step up and do something because this is not right. And I want to show you a Fox News clipping of what they said. Sorry, it's a little granny, but hopefully you can see it. So take a listen to what Fox News have to say about this whole thing.
Fox News confirming that Attorney General Pam Bondi had a heated argument with Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino 2 days ago. And according to one source, Bongino is thinking about resigning.
He took the day off today from work, we're told, because he's so upset about the rollout of the Epstein memo that DOJ released that insisted Jeffrey Epstein's client list never existed and he committed suicide. Now, this...
Pause. So he's upset that Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. And remember what he said this year, next to Kash Patel, that he did it, he committed suicide. See, he took the blue pill because when they gave him the blue pill, say, nothing's going on, there's nothing there, he killed himself, case closed. And now he took the red pill, you guys. He took the red pill. And now he's saying, no, something's not right. I don't believe he killed himself. There is client lists out there. There's names that people that were involved during the human trafficking sex operation ring. And now he's not happy with Pam.
After Bondi, FBI Director Kash, Patel, and Bongino for months said Epstein information would indeed be released in some form. Bongino apparently was so upset, again, he did not come to work. One source says they haven't seen him since Wednesday at work, and he may end up resigning.
Well, I don't blame him. I think he should resign, in my opinion. If there's not going to be any justice for the victims, if there's going to be a continued cover-up, why should he be a part of it? Now he realized, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to be a part of them covering up pedophiles and people that were involved in Israel and stuff like that. I don't want to be involved in this. So he didn't even show up. He didn't show up Friday, and they haven't seen him since Wednesday. So he's really considering and thinking about leaving. And I was told that if he leaves, that Kash Patel may resign as well. He should too, okay? Because he is the former FBI director, and he even said that there is going to be names released. There's going to be videos coming out, stuff like that. And if he can't produce, and if he can't promise to the American people transparency and accountability, then he should resign as well. He should, excuse me. And I know Pam is taking a lot of heat, and people are saying that she should be fired, she should be let go. A lot of people saying, well, she's just doing her job, she's doing what she's told. I get that. Obviously, there's always someone higher up, and that you have to follow orders, and you have to do what your boss is telling you. However, if you know the truth, and you know that you have evidence sitting on your desk, and you know that something is not right, wouldn't you just do the right thing and just expose it? No matter what the cost is, your career and everything, you should expose it. And if they're not willing to be on the same page with you and do that, then quit. Then say, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to be a part of this whole cover up and protecting pedophiles, because that's not right. I have children here, okay? I have kids, and I wouldn't want someone to do that to my kids and cover something up if something happened to my children. That's what I would say if I was Pam. You know what I mean? If I had a higher boss and say, listen, shut it down, make up some excuse, tell the American people there's nothing there, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm sorry. I cannot jeopardize my moral, my respect, and my dignity to please you. I would have just quit. But she didn't do that. She's following orders. Now, I don't think that, I'm not going to put too much heat on Pam, but she needs to take some accountability as well, too. She needs to step up, and I believe she did not step up. She just listened to her boss, whoever told her that there's nothing there, that just let it go, and she listened. So I blame her a little bit. You know what I mean? Again, I know that she's following orders. Her boss is telling her to do what he needs her to do, but still, at the end of the day, she had a choice. She had a choice to tell the truth or walk away. And she chose to stay and continue with this lie and follow orders instead of doing the righteous thing and being honest. Now, I'm going to show you another clipping of those two clashing. And it says, Dan Bongino took a day off Friday after clashing with the White House Pam Bondi and reports regarding the Epstein files. Inside believe that he quit, but officially says that he's still Deputy FBI Director, of the FBI. So apparently he quit, but he's still currently the FBI deputy. Now, we don't know for sure. I'm not surprised. Again, Dan is waking up and he took the red pill and he realized what the heck is happening? What is going on here? So we're going to stay tuned and we're going to find out what's going to happen. If he's going to resign, or is he going to stay, or if he's going to make a press conference and release some type of statement. Because you know what? I don't blame Dan. Now he's waking up and he's seeing the corruption and he's seeing the truth. about what's going on in the White House, and there's a lot of discrepancy about everything. We're not falling for it. We don't believe it for a second, to be honest with you, because it just the lies after lies, the cover up after cover up. It just doesn't make any sense. So that's all I'm going to say about that topic. Moving on to Alan Dershowitz. Now, anyone don't know who Alan Dershowitz is? He is the former attorney of Epstein, and he did an interview saying that he knows the names, you guys. He knows the names of the client list, the individuals. Now, correct me if I'm wrong and refresh my memory here. Didn't they told us, and then they send a memo out that there was no names, there was no client list? Now, I'm not saying there's like a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I'm not saying that. But what we're saying is there's names of people, individuals that were involved with Jeffrey Epstein human trafficking sex ring. Okay? There's names. And the DOJ, they know the names. They know who they are. They know who the people are, but they chose to protect those pedophiles. They chose to protect them. But Alan's saying he knows the individuals. He knows them. And if you don't believe me, okay, because I'm just a person who's just reporting what I'm hearing, you can just hear it from his own mouth, what he has to say. So take a listen of Alan Dershowitz, what he had to say about the client list names. Oops. Let's go back. There we go.
In fact, I have seen, remember, I was accused falsely in the Epstein, and ultimately I was completely cleared. The woman admitted that she may have mistook me for somebody else and withdrew all of her lawsuits. And so from day one, from the day I was accused, I said I want every document out because I knew every document would prove I was innocent. So let me tell you, I know for a fact documents are being suppressed. And they're being suppressed to protect individuals. I know the names of the individuals. Woo. I know why they're being suppressed. I know who's suppressing them. But I'm bound by confidentiality from a judge and cases, and I can't disclose what I know. But I hand to God, I know the names of people whose files are being suppressed in order to protect them, and that's wrong.
Just out of curiosity, without name, are these politicians, business leaders?
All of them.
They're everything. And let me tell you, a lot of them are, at least one of them is somebody who was accused. Others are accusers. And the judges have said, if somebody calls themselves a victim, we're not going to give any information about them. But they may not be victims. They may be perpetrators. So we don't have information about false accusers. And we know there have been many false accusers who have accused innocent people for money. And those records are being deliberately, willfully suppressed. And they shouldn't be suppressed. If the accusation is allowed out, so should the material that diminishes the credibility of the accuser. We want total transparency on this. Every single document, no redaction. That's what I've said from day one. I waive any of my rights to privacy. Anything there is about me, I'm happy because it will be exculpatory. Because I know I haven't touched a woman other than my wife from the day I met Jeffrey Epstein. I don't even hug people. But I was falsely accused, and I was able to prove it. And I was able to prove it through documents, and I want other people to be able to disprove false accusations.
Well said. And I have to say, I agree with him. Like, if you have nothing to hide, even though you surrounded yourself with Epstein and you've been in his private plane, you've been in his private island and stuff like that, if you have nothing to hide and you've been very faithful to your wife and you had no involvement of, having sex with underage girls, just like what Alan said, tell the truth. Present whatever what you have. Say what you need to say. You know what I mean? But just to lie and cover it up and say that you have no involvement or there's nothing there, that's utterly a lie. Obviously he can't release the names because he's still practicing law. He has to abide by, attorney confidentially, and he can't say anything. He's bound, can't say anything, because if he says something, he gets disbarred. He loses his license, which that sucks. You know what I mean? I wish that he can, get some type of in the window, who they are or tell someone, but he can't. He's bound from by law and confidentially that he cannot say anything, which that is so unfortunate. But you heard what he said. He knows the names of the individual. So why are they telling us there's no names, there's no client list? Lies, 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 lies. You're not fooling anyone, DOJ. You're not. And I'm going to change the name to DOC, Department of Corruption, because that is corruption. What they're doing, they're looting corruption and lying to the American people that there's nothing there. No one was involved. It was fully Jeffrey Epstein, fully him. But you have Ghislaine Maxwell serving 20-year sentence. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And I hope and pray that Alan is telling the truth. I hope he's just not saying that for to get some type of attention. He doesn't seem like the guy because, even though I said in the past that I thought he might be involved in Jeffrey Epstein, human trafficking ring. I had some type of suspicions because he just kind of looked creepy and weird. But if he is telling the truth, because he said he swear by God, when you swear by God and you turn around and lie, you're going to get some, you're going to get consequences by God because you shouldn't swear. If you swear, that's when you're telling the truth. So it seemed like, and I'm going to take his word face value and believe what he's saying on this interview, that he knows the names and he was not involved in this. Now, again, no one has debunked it yet. No one hasn't said that Alan Dershowitz is lying or anything like that. No one hasn't said that. So it's possible that this man is telling the truth. It's possible. You know what I mean? He was Epstein's attorney at one point. You know what I mean? But we will stay tuned on more of that information. But it's just very fascinating. And then finally, we have some type of clarity that there is names. Obviously, we all know. We all knew that there was names. We all knew that. You know what I mean? We all knew. And I agree with him. There needs to be transparency and accountability. It needs to be there. And it seemed like that just went out the window with the DOC. Yeah, the DOC, the Department of Corrections. Because I'm not calling them the Department of Justice because there's no justice, because they're lying and covering up all this bullshit. Moving on, lastly. Now, I watched the 11 minutes of the footage of Jeffrey Epstein in his cell. And I remember I spoke about it a little bit briefly about it. And then when I went back to actually watch the full video, because I wanted to watch the full 11 minutes of the video, something didn't sit well with me. Something did not seem right. Now, remember I pointed out a picture of Jeffrey. I don't know if I put it out there. I don't know if I have it. But anyway, remember there was a picture of Jeffrey Epstein's actual cell, and it was taped, yellow tape covered. And I'm thinking to myself, that's a separate entrance. When you see, and I'm going to point this out to you, okay, now it's kind of fuzzy, and I'm sorry about that. I was trying to enhance it to make it a little bit bigger. But obviously when you circle this, you look at the timeline. I believe, let me just make sure I got the right timeline for you. I think I do. Okay, yeah, this is the right timeline. So, is this the right one? I'm just trying to see. I think this one, yeah. So when you see this timeline stamped 11:58 p.m., August 9, 2019. Now you see the door on your right, door number 46. Now, when I looked at watched the whole footage, and obviously the footage is very tedious, it's very long. If you want to check it out, I can just click on the link below on my YouTube channel. But it's very tedious and it's very long. But back to my point, what I was saying, 11:58 p.m., okay? The door, 46. Then when you look at the second timeline, okay, it jumped to 2 o'clock a.m. So 11:58 p.m. So what happened to that one, like I said, that 60 minutes of that missing footage? And when I was watching the whole footage, there was a glitch. Like it was like, you see the video and then something was shaking and then it stopped. So there was a glitch. So obviously that 60 seconds of the missing footage, someone altered it, obviously. Someone altered it. But look at the door. They're saying that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. There's no way that anyone were involved. But when you go through that door, then you walk in through his cell. Why there's not any footage inside the cell? And I wish I would have showed you the picture of his actual cell, it doesn't make any sense to me. This is just the common area of when inmates go in and out, empty the trash or do whatever. You have the what you call it, the patrol guards, going in and out, cleaning trash, doing stuff like that. That's nothing. This what are you showing the people? This is absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? First of all, there's a minute gap missing. Second of all, this is not actually his cell. This is to go inside the entrance of his jail cell. So how do we know if he killed himself? How do we know that? Because we don't have footage of that. And remember, they told us in the beginning, in 2019, there was no footage. The camera went down. The camera was not working. Now, all of a sudden, you alter this and you came up with this thing and said, and to show the American people, oh, you see, he didn't commit. No one didn't kill him. He committed suicide because we have the footage right here. When this is just a common area, you guys, common area. So again, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, why we can't see his actual cell when he was actually in the cell room. Okay, we don't see that. They don't have that because again, they told us it wasn't working. So to me, this is all fabricated. This is all like trying to make us believe that this is it. Again, they want us to take the blue pill and they don't want us to take the real pill for us to have common sense. Okay, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely stupid and we're not falling for this. I'm not falling for this. And I want to share to you a TikTok video of this woman. I believe I wrote her name down. It's Ray Dominique, and I love her narrative. How she explains everything to the T about the footage of the cell. But before I share that with you, I wanted to read to you this what Wire has posted. It's called Wired. And they posted this on July 11, and they said, mega data shows that the FBI raw Jeffrey Epstein prison video was likely modified. That I told you. I could have told you that, which I said. There's no evidence the footage was manipulated, but around how the video was processed may further fuel conspiracy theories about Epstein's death. Now, they're saying there's no deception or anything like that. It wasn't altered. I'm like, yeah, right. Okay, there was a glitch, which I saw it. There was a glitch of the video. There's a gap missing. So for them to say all this rhetoric garbage is just ridiculous. Okay, we're not stupid. We have eyes. We see it. I saw the 11 minutes footage of it. Okay, I saw the glitch. I saw the gap of the timestamp. It's just ridiculous. And then Pam Bondi saying that, oh, whatever she said, it didn't make any sense to me. I can't even repeat it because I have no idea what the hell she's talking about. Daylight saving time. They changed the clock back to 1999. Like, what the heck is she saying? What is she talking about? It didn't make any sense to me. Okay, bunch of rubbish. Okay, rubbish. It just jibby jab. You know what I mean? She's just talking absolutely nothing. She makes no sense what she said that in the press conference, okay? But I just want you to check out this TikTok video of this woman, and I just love her narrative. I just love how she broke it down and explained it to everyone. So just take a listen to what she has to say. There you go. Let me just put it over here. Sorry, you guys.
So the FBI released this video footage of the outside of Epstein's cell, claiming that this proves that he did not commit. We're going to watch this together, and you tell me. Everybody's worried about this missing minute, but I'm concerned about something else. Let's watch. All right, so we can see this police officer, which it looks like, walk up the stairs. Look at how casual he's walking. He picks up the phone, puts it down, acts like somebody's going to open the door for him, and then remembers, oh crap, no one's going to open the door. I'll just grab my key. So he grabs his key. It looks like he unlocks the door. Okay. All right, so he goes in. He leaves the door wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he leave the door wide open if this is a criminal? This is a prison. You just leave the door wide open. They can run out. Oh, he says, "Oh, my bad, forgot to close the door." So he closes the door. Okay. Be sure to be looking at the timestamp, y'all. Y'all worried about this 1 minute. I'm worried about something else. Keep watching. So it keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
And the time
Yes.
is running.
Yes.
Now, watch me. I go ahead and just fast forward, okay, to the most important part.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you can see, it's gonna pause. For some reason, when I was trying to record this, it kept pausing right before this moment. So you're gonna see me trying to like refresh it and like unbuffer. But so far, this is what we have. Let it play, let it play.
Let it play.
Watching that timestamp?
Yes.
Nobody has entered at all, other than that one black man, that tall black man that just entered. Remember?
Yes.
He was tall. He had a little patch, a little American flag patch on the side of his shirt.
Yes, girl.
Remember?
Yes, I remember.
All right. Now, you see me trying to fast forward. Keep looking at the timestamp, y'all.
Yes.
Okay?
I'm looking.
Keep watching.
I'm watching.
I know this is tedious, but we got to get the
Very
evidence.
tedious.
We got to get the evidence.
That's it.
Watch closely, please.
I'm watching.
So it's been about roughly 4 minutes since that guy went in there.
That's right.
Now, I told y'all, every time I was trying to get this little piece of evidence, it kept pausing.
Right. That's true.
So I'm trying to refresh it. And then boom.
Boom.
Who is that?
Right.
That is not the same black man that we just saw. Do you think that we're fucking idiotic?
Sorry for the language.
Does the FBI and the DOJ think that we're fucking dumb? Who is that man? That is not the same man that went in there. That is a short, fat black man. Where did he get that bag? Where did he get that paper? He has on like a Bulls hat or something. It's like who is he?
Great question. Who is he?
Y'all focused on that 1 minute. That's not the same motherfucking black man that I just saw. And with the trash can just moving on its own. Y'all, be serious. This man is not the same man as this man right here.
I agree.
Those are two completely different dudes. Y'all worried about this minute mark and the minute being missing. Yeah, the minute missing, but it's a lot of other stuff that's missing. FBI, do you really think that we're crazy? And we can't tell the difference between two black men? You crazy?
Okay. Like I said, they think that we're crazy. They think that we took the blue pill and we're in La La Land. We're in some type of alternate reality. And when we know that's not the case. And again, we took the red pill and we know something's not right here. The footage, the time gap, people coming in and out, something's not right. Okay? For them to say that Epstein did not kill himself, for him to say that, we have footage of it. No, we don't. You give us basically nothing, actually, okay? You gave us half-assed nothing, okay? You gave us footage of a common area that guards are going in and out, people that we don't know or whatever. We don't actually see his cell, and that's the mystery. We did not see his cell because, if the cameras was working that day, then we would have actually witnessed that he was killing himself. We all know he did not kill himself because if that was true, they would have had it. They would have debunked everything for years. It's been 6 years of his death, okay? They would have debunked and say, no, it's not a homicide, it's a suicide. They don't. They have no credibility. They have no proof because, again, they told us the camera was not working that day that Epstein died, okay? If they did, they would have just showed us, you know what I mean? They would have blurred everything out, obviously, and then we all would have witnessed that Jeffrey Epstein made a noose and hanged himself. But we don't have that. Why? Because the camera was not working. They did that purposely for the cameras not to work, okay? And then they're showing us this bullshit video. That doesn't mean anything. That means nothing. That's like if you take it to trial, what were we looking at? you're showing us nothing, basically. You showing us the common area of the jail. That means nothing. We want the inside of Jeffrey Epstein. You get what I'm saying? Inside. This is nothing. This is rubbish. Rubbish, 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 you guys. Okay? And like that woman said, and like I'm saying, everyone else is saying, we're not falling for it. We're not. We're not falling for it. Okay? They knew exactly what they were doing back in 2019. This whole thing was set up, orchestrated to eliminate Epstein because he knew too much. He was working with intelligence in Israel, and they knew because he had so much money that he was going to get out. He was going to get out of jail from bond, and they knew that he was going to be released. I don't know how that word got out because his brother Mark said that in his interview with Piers Morgan and other people that he had a hearing of it for bond release. Okay, I don't know how that got out, and it seemed like someone knew about it, and they said this man can't get out because he's working with intelligence. He may flee or disappear or whatever, and he may expose us. So what they did, they didn't want to risk that. They didn't want to risk it. So what they did, they have, I believe, I thought I said, I'm going to back up. I mentioned that maybe one of the inmates probably killed Jeffrey Epstein. It could be the guards too. I never thought of that. I didn't even mention that either. It could be one of the guards that probably killed Jeffrey Epstein. Someone probably paid the guards off, threatened them. I don't know. I think they probably paid the guards, one of them, okay? And they killed him because, like I said, he knew too much. He knew too many people that was involved in this, okay? And the people that were involved in this, they did not want their names to be released because it would have been a huge scandal, you guys. That's the whole cover-up, okay? A huge scandal because they don't want this truth to come out. Because imagine if it does come out, people that we know, big politicians, white-collar men, CEOs, tech guys. Oh my God, it would just be explosive. But again, they don't want us to know. They're going through great lengths to cover this up by getting rid of Epstein, telling people that there's no files, there's no blackmail, there's no client list, there's no names, there's no one involved in this. It was just fully Jeffrey Epstein. He was involved in this. He's the main guy who did all this operation, which we don't believe. We don't believe. Again, if that's the case, then release Ghislaine Maxwell. Why is she serving time then? If Epstein was doing this on his own, release her. They won't do it. Again, lies after lies after lies. And like I keep saying, when things are hitting in the dark, God is going to bring it in the light. And he's bringing everything to the light, you guys, okay? Because look what happened with Dan. Dan got upset. He took the red pill and he just had epiphany. He actually seen reality like this is not right. And he may resign. We don't know about that for sure, but we will find out. And things are starting to reveal. Things are coming out now because the DOC lied to us and said there's nothing there. There's nothing there. No tapes, no evidence, nothing there. When now they're trying to backtrack everything and they can't. Once you lie and then you lie and you lie, you can't keep up with your lies. Okay? You can't keep up with your lies and you can't keep lying to the American people and thinking that we're just going to believe what you're saying and then we should just shut up and forget about it. No one's not going to shut up and forget about it because we demand answers. Because everything that you're saying does not make any sense. We deserve answers. We demand answers, actually. Because none of it makes sense. And stop with the lies. Stop with the corruption. And tell the truth. Damn it. Tell the truth. And if you can't handle telling the truth, then maybe this is not the job for you. Maybe you shouldn't be serving, protecting, and getting justice. All you're just doing is just corruption and money in your pocket and just protecting the pedophiles. And that I cannot tolerate. That I will not ever stand for people, our government, protecting pedophiles, abusing underage children, thinking that that's okay. It's not okay. It's utterly disgusting and despicable that they're doing this. They're allowing this. They're allowing these perpetrators, these pedophiles, to get away. And it's utterly disgusting, and we need justice. And you know who's going to bring justice? God. Because he sees all, he hears all. Wait on me, and I will come. And he is coming. He's coming for everyone. You trust and believe. Don't take my word for it. God is coming, okay? He's coming to destroy and stop this nonsense. Stop the disgusting pedophile people who's been doing this for decades. Enough is enough. Stand up for what's right. Stand up for the victims. Stand up for the children. Do what's right. Stop protecting Israel and these pedophiles. Do what's right. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Have a great weekend, everyone, and I will see you guys back on Monday.